Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to NFL Talks with your host, Nolan Roberts. Now, today we're going to be talking about, is Greg Olsen a Hall of Famer? Now, before I get right into this, I just want to say thank you for the support recently. We're almost at 30 subscribers. Make sure if you are new to hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about this channel if they like football. Also, if you enjoy this video or any of my other videos, make sure to hit that like button down below and comment down below if you think Greg Olsen is a Hall of Famer or just other ideas I should do for YouTube videos. Now, let's just get right into this. Now, is he? I'll give that answer at the end. Let's just go over some career stats. He got drafted in 2007 by the Chicago Bears. Had 14 long seasons. That's a lot of seasons for one person. So I will give him that. His longevity was pretty solid. Had over 8,600 yards, 742 receptions, and 60 touchdowns. 170 starts while playing 199 games. 11.7 yards per catch, and a 62% catch completion. Now some awards and some accolades. 3 consecutive Pro Bowls. Obviously, he had the one Super Bowl appearance in 2015, I believe, was when the Panthers went 15-1 and made it to the Super Bowl, but sadly falling to the Denver Broncos. 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, which is when he got those 3 Pro Bowls. 9 seasons getting 500 or more, and 5 seasons with 800 or more. Also getting 8 consecutive seasons with 5 or more touchdowns. And reception-wise, 8 seasons with 50 or more, and 4 consecutive with 70 or more. And another little tenure I would like to talk about was from 2014 to 2016. Now, this tenure had over 3,100 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 241 receptions. Also getting the 3 Pro Bowls and a 64% catch completion. Now, put that into a per 16 game perspective, that's 1,062 yards, 5 touchdowns, 80 receptions. Now, I think that's definitely some Pro Bowl numbers. And he did do that for 3 years straight. Obviously, quite a feat to get, just getting one 1,000-yard season. But to get 3 in a row, that's pretty solid. Because obviously, the record is 4, held by Travis Kelce. Which, he's been dominating. I might do a video on him. You never know. Now, among tight ends, he's 5th in yards and 5th in receptions. When it comes to touchdowns, I'm pretty sure he's 9th. Which I know he's top 10, but I'm pretty sure he's in 9th place at the moment. As of his retirement. Very unreliable these past 4 seasons. Like, if you look at the stats, he's only been averaging 330 yards a game, 30 receptions, and 2 touchdowns. That's just in the last 4 seasons. Obviously, he's been riddled with injuries and stuff like that, which is another reason why, why someone might not make it into the Hall of Fame. One reason why Bo Jackson wouldn't make it into the Hall of Fame was because he didn't have the longevity or, the stats to put up, to be in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, he was a very great player when he played. And he never really dominated the game like other tight ends did. Now, one person I do want to talk about that kind of reminds me of Greg Olsen is Rob Gronk. Now, obviously, Gronkowski, one of the most dominating tight ends of all time. Definitely is a Hall of Famer. But the funny thing is they kind of have the same amount of stats. Almost the same amount of receptions, around the same amount of yards. But obviously, Gronk has some more touchdowns. But another reason why I think, or why I'm comparing the two, Gronk was so diminutive. Now, obviously, he broke the record for most receiving yards by a tight end in a season. Led the league in touchdowns in 2011 with 17, which is the most touchdowns by a tight end ever. He's been riddled with injuries too. That's why I like comparing the two, because they both have kind of like the same story. Obviously, Gronk was drafted in 2010, so Olsen has 3 years on him, but they still have around the same amount of numbers. And obviously, Gronk came out of retirement and is in the Super Bowl 55 with Tom Brady. So that's just a cool thing to think about. Like, he still didn't even play for a whole season, came back, and still balled out. And obviously didn't put up crazy numbers with only a little over 600 yards, but Gronk's domination, but around the same amount of stats is one reason why I don't think Greg Olsen will make the Hall of Fame. He was consistent and all, but he just didn't put up crazy numbers like Gronk did. 17 touchdowns and 1,300 yards in a season. Like, that's crazy to think about. As well, with the 9 seasons that he did play with Carolina, he did rack up 6,400 yards, over 500 receptions and 39 touchdowns, which is great and all, but that's definitely not no Hall of Fame numbers. Like if it was in the past eras, tight ends like Dave Casper and Kellen Winslow in those eras when it was more of a run-heavy era and they put up numbers like that, maybe. But in a past era like now, I don't think that these are numbers that he would put up, or numbers that would get him into Canton. Just obviously, he was very consistent, but he didn't alter the game like, people like Gronk, like Shannon Sharp, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, people like that who just, obviously, they put up some crazy stats too. Maybe if Greg Olsen would have got around the 10,000 mark, give him like 20 or so more touchdowns, and he would have solidified himself maybe in a Super Bowl. If they would have won the Super Bowl, that obviously would have helped a lot, getting a few more Pro Bowls here and there. But he just, when you're getting 500 plus a season, that's just not gonna cut it. Like, you're gonna have to put up some really dominant numbers. Obviously, like Travis Kelce for one, he has around the same type of numbers as Olsen does right now, and he was drafted in 2013. Crazy thing to think about. He's had 4 seasons straight with over 1,000 yards, and is the first tight end with back-to-back 100 reception seasons. Greg Olsen, obviously he's consistent. I think he's in the Hall of Greats. One phrase that Skip mentioned when he was talking about Phillip Rivers, I think he's in the Hall of Greats, but I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Definitely was a great player when he played, but just doesn't cut it when it comes to making it to Canton. If the one way he would make it to Canton is if it was like, years past his eligibility and he just happened to be voted. But I don't think he's a first ballot. I don't think he's going to be voted into it anytime soon after his retirement. So that's that. I hope you guys agree with my decision, and if you don't, let me know why or what you think down below. I'm interested into hearing what you guys have to say. Anyways, guys, my name is Nolan. Welcome, or should I say, farewell, because this is the end of the video. I'm still trying to get better at the commentary part and the editing part, so let me know on ways I can do that. And thank you for the support recently. Anyways, guys, this is the end of the video, and thanks for watching.